How many teeth does an adult human have? The answer is 32 teeth. How many grams are in a kilogram? That's right, 1,000 grams. Which is the only mammal that can fly? Of course, it's a bat. Which organ is responsible for detoxifying chemicals in the body? Correct, the liver. Which organ do humans use to breathe? Yes, the lungs. How many squares are on a chessboard? There are 64 squares. What is the tallest building in the world? It's the Burj Khalifa. What is the national animal of Canada? Beaver. What is the chemical symbol for gold? O. What is the tallest animal on Earth? The giraffe. Who is the author of the Harry Potter series? It was J.K. Rowling. Which planet is known as the Red Planet? That's Mars. Which part of the eye controls how much light enters? The iris. What is the largest planet in our solar system? Yes, Jupiter. What is the hardest substance in the human body? It's tooth enamel. What is the square root of 49? The answer is 7. Which river runs through Egypt? The Nile River. What is the capital of Italy? It's Rome. What is the capital of Egypt? The capital is Cairo. How many oceans are there in the world? There are 5 oceans. Who invented the telephone? Alexander Graham Bell. How many days are in February during a leap year? 29 days. What is the square root of 81? The answer is 9. Who painted The Last Supper? Leonardo da Vinci. Which animal is known as the king of the jungle? The lion. Who was the first president of the United States? George Washington. Which animal is known for changing its color? The chameleon. How many legs does a crab have? A crab has 10 legs. What is the main ingredient in salsa? The answer is tomato. Which continent is home to the kangaroo? That's Australia. Which country is famous for the Great Wall? It's China. What is the main ingredient in guacamole? Of course, avocado. What is the capital of Spain? Madrid. How many grams are in a pound? 453.59 grams. Who invented the airplane? Wright brothers. What is the fastest bird in the world? The peregrine falcon. What is the primary ingredient in a Caesar salad? It's lettuce. How many legs does a lobster have? A lobster has 10 legs. What color are bananas when they're ripe? Yellow. Which city is known as the Big Apple? That's New York City. What is the largest organ inside the human body? The liver. Which famous structures can be found in Egypt? The pyramids. Who wrote Hamlet? William Shakespeare. Which artist painted the Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. Which country is known as the land of fire and ice? That's Iceland. Which planet is the second from the Sun? Venus. What is the largest organ of the human body? The skin. What is the capital city of Japan? Tokyo. Which bird is the largest? The ostrich. What is the boiling point of water in Celsius? 100 degrees Celsius. What is the most abundant gas in Earth's atmosphere? The answer is nitrogen. Which fruit is known for its high vitamin C content? That's an orange. Which instrument has black and white keys? Of course, the piano. Which country is known for inventing pasta? Italy. Which organ is responsible for pumping blood? That's the heart. Who wrote The Adventures of Tom Sawyer? Mark Twain. What is the national flower of Japan? The beautiful cherry blossom. Which animal is known as man's best friend? Of course, the dog. Which planet is known for its rings? The answer is Saturn. What is the capital of Germany? That's Berlin. What is the largest species of shark? The whale shark. What is the hottest planet in our solar system? That's Venus. Which planet has the most moons? Saturn. What is the most spoken language in the world? Mandarin Chinese. Which is the smallest ocean in the world? The Arctic Ocean. What is the hardest mineral on Earth? It's diamond. Which is the smallest continent by area? Australia. What is the most consumed drink in the world? Water. Which ocean is the warmest? Indian Ocean. What is the tallest waterfall in the world? Angel Falls. Which part of the body has the most bones? The hand. What is the longest river in the world? Nile. Which sea is the saltiest? The Red Sea. Which vegetable is known for making people cry when cut? The onion. Which mountain is the tallest in the world? That's Mount Everest. Which bird is a universal symbol of peace? The dove. Which planet is known as the morning star? That's Venus. Which country hosted the first modern Olympic Games? It was Greece. What is the name of the fairy in Peter Pan? Tinker Bell. How many days are there in a leap year? 366 days. Which country is famous for the Taj Mahal? That's India. What color is a sapphire? A sapphire is blue. Which country has the maple leaf on its flag? Canada. Which planet is the third from the Sun? Earth. Which organ is responsible for producing insulin? The pancreas. Which animal is known for its large tusks? The elephant. Which country is home to the Great Barrier Reef? That's Australia. What is the name of the first man-made satellite to orbit Earth? It was Sputnik. How many legs does an insect have? Insects have 6 legs. How many bones are in the human body? 206 bones. How many continents start with the letter A? 4 continents. Which gas do plants absorb from the atmosphere? Carbon dioxide. What type of tree produces acorns? That's the oak tree. Which continent has the most countries? The answer is Africa. What is the square root of 25? It's 5. How many wonders of the world are there? There are 7 wonders. Which bird can mimic human speech? Parrot. What is the currency of Japan? The yen. Which city is famous for its Colosseum? That's Rome. Which continent is the Sahara Desert located on? The African continent.